What's up everyone, VXV here once again. I wanted to publish this video real quick before the DLC comes out. I saw the trailer, it looks amazing, I'm hyped. But before that's released, I wanted to go over this beauty. Hidden challenge, survive wave 20 with no open doors in the final Reich, basically spawn point. But I'm treating this like a Quentin Tarantino movie. We're going to see the end before the beginning. You'll see here, this is wave 18. We're just going to end wave 18. I have that insta-kill on the board, and if you look, I have the consumables still in hand. This challenge ended extremely easily for me, unfortunately. It is what it is though. Let's get into this. Real quick, selection of class. I want to show you I'm using Freefire for our specialist type, meaning we have unlimited ammo, no reload when activated. I have twice the grenades loaded, MK2, meaning that our weapon is automatically pack-a-punched when activated, and Flak jacket, meaning I take no damage from my own grenades. This is very important because you will notice real quick, the weapons in these initial spawn points are practically worthless past round 9. So we're going to be relying on those grenades, we're going to be relying on some fancy footwork, some jumping. This challenge makes you think completely differently than a normal zombie round. What do I mean by that? Well, for the most part, when you're playing zombies and you see a perk on the board, you pick it up. At least that's your inkling to do so. In this, when you're working on this challenge, you see a power-up, you're going to want to instantly start thinking about the next round. What's coming? Is a Woosling coming? Is a Brenner coming? Something like that. And that's what's kind of different about this challenge. You'll see when we get into this. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the rounds. Like I said, a lot of this isn't exciting. It didn't end excitingly. Going through waves first through like 1 through 6 is not exciting. But here we go. I want to show you, just in case you didn't know what we were talking about when I say initial spawn point. This is the initial spawn point. This is where you load the map up. You are not allowed to open up any doors. So you have to complete this challenge, all 20 waves, with whatever's in this room. You got quick revive, and you got 2 weapons. You got the M30 shotgun and the machine pistol, which is why you always want to equip the 1911, because when that pack of punches, bacon and eggs is going to save you. Now I promise I'm not going to show you every wave, and I'm certainly not going to talk through the entire video. I'd rather show you than tell you, but I want you to see the machine pistol by wave 6 is practically worthless. You'll see I'll pick it up occasionally when insta-kills on the board, because think about it, having a machine pistol with a larger clip is going to help you a lot more than having a shotgun with 2 shells before reload. So real quick, just kind of showing you, the machine pistol is not the way to go. Make sure you have the M30. However, do not under any circumstance drop the 1911. The 1911 and 1 pack, the bacon and eggs, is going to be basically the only way you can complete this challenge. So you'll see here I'm just doing this running back and forth, kind of keeping that corridor open and keeping the zombies to one side as much as possible. This is going to be your basic strategy. You do not want to get caught in the middle of that corridor. It gets real tight, especially as the waves get higher. But for the most part, you're going to be going from one end to the other end, back and forth, and just popping as many grenades as possible. Now, I mentioned earlier the weapons that you're going to be using or find in this spawn point are worthless to 1 point. So grenades are going to be the only way you complete this. But I want to show you here before we get into some of the higher waves, this is going to be your main strategy. So pay attention to going back and forth, hitting a bomb zombie, trying to stun him before blowing up, unlike what I just did right there, but going back and forth, throwing a grenade in the middle, jumping over zombies like I did just there, and just making sure you're staying alive and making sure you're staying away from the horde. Skipping ahead here a bit, I wanted to quickly pause. This was taken mid-round 9. You'll see we have 0 downs. This is going to be a good indicator as to how serious you want to take this second half of waves. If you have any downs prior to wave 11, when Wooslings or maces start spawning on the board, to be honest, I really wouldn't be optimistic of my chances of completing this challenge. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to go down in the second half of this challenge. It gets real hairy, it gets real sketchy when there's so many zombies on the board, especially when the Brenner and the maces start coming. So I wanted to at least show you that, give you a good indicator of how to gauge yourself as you're progressing through this challenge. Now, to be honest, this certainly wasn't my first attempt at doing so. This challenge gets hairy, it gets intense real quick, and it was certainly not my first and only attempt. So there's going to be some fine-tuning. To be honest, there's certainly a luck factor involved. As you'll see, I go down, I think even on the first or second woosling. Luckily, I spawned an Überladen after killing him, having the bacon and eggs fall on the ground. So that was certainly a luck factor in regards to having that. But for the most part, we're getting back to that strategy, going back and forth, keeping that corridor open. You'll notice I'm going to pack the punch the 1911 or get the bacon and eggs out using my specialist when the maces come down. And that's going to be the main strategy. Here's one of those moments where I said on a normal zombie round, you probably would pick up an insta-kill if there's zombies on the board right away. However, you gotta think about the next wave that's coming and the weapons that you have. So you'll notice I waited until the very last moment until I could pick up that insta-kill, and now I'll have it for the majority of this level. Now real quick, this is going to be a very important round because starting with round 14, the Brenner comes on the map, and the Brenner always comes at the first part of the map. So before this wave ends, you're going to want to make sure you have a full specialist meter, because having the Brenner on the board without having the bacon and eggs is almost going to be doomsday. So this is going to be one of those waves to pay attention to, just keeping the strategy involved, and you'll see the mace or the woosling actually comes on the board pretty late in this round. It doesn't always happen this way. Sometimes he's one of the first zombies on the board, but you'll notice I'm going to be very strategic in how I use my specialist meter for this wave. So here we go. The wave just ended. You'll notice I didn't kill the woosling or the mace. So this is just kind of a cat and mouse game. I don't want to activate my bacon and eggs for the specialist just as of yet because I know the Brenner is coming around 14. So I'm just trying to stay alive without getting hit by one of those swings. So here we go, wave 14. Hit the pack-a-punch or hit the specialist to get the bacon and eggs out, and here's Brenner. Now this wave was executed probably to perfection, I would say. We killed the first mace that came on round 13. We got the Brenner and the woosling just dropped that was on round 14. So we have no wooslings that are going to spawn. We basically just have to ensure we charge our specialist meter for the next wave and just making sure we stay alive and keeping away from the zombie horde. Alright, here's one of those moments where you can easily see how sketchy this gets. I was careless. I depleted all of my grenades and I have a ton of zombies on the board. So you'll see here, this is just a strategy trying to get to one far corner of the map and get as much space as you can in that corridor jumping from the other side. Now as you'll see, I just shot one of those bombs on the ground because that can act as a grenade. So if you have those on the map, those are going to spawn at least every round. So making sure that you kill those zombies either shooting the back of the head or kill them without exploding that bomb can come in handy. I popped that insta-kill that was clutch, however not needed at that point. I probably could have survived the round without it. Alright, here we go. We just ended round 15. And as you can see, even the shotgun on those fly-like zombies is almost not even taking them down with 2 hits. So the machine pistol is not going to be the way to go with this one. So here we go. Just so you know, I have 2 consumables left. Unfortunately, as we know how rare these crates are in World War II zombies, I did not have any with multiple charges. So keep that in mind when you're going in these ladder rounds. Make sure you have a good consumable in hand. I have one of those Überladen still, and I have an insta-kill, which I already said I used for the last round. I had one pop on 19, which was a saving grace. However, here we go. I'm just going to let y'all watch so you can kind of see how this one ends. But I want to thank you ahead of time for watching. I want to thank you as well for subscribing if you do so, please. And we'll see you next time.